This is your #1 source for all WWE right here on YouTube.com. This is WWE Off The Script, number 26, part number 1 to start your weekend off the right way. Big news on Alberto Del Rio following his departure from WWE. Is TNA interested? And the likelihood of Del Rio becoming the new TNA World Heavyweight Champion. Full exclusive details right here, off the script. Hand me my cold beverage, hit my fucking music, and let's get number 26 on the road. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back.
I see the line in the sand. Time to find out who I am. Looking back to see where I stand. Evolution.
What's going on, guys? JD here, off the script, number 26, part number 1 to start your weekend off the right way. Week ending August 17th. 2014. It is going to be a big, and I mean big, weekend. Thank you all for joining me this week. I want to run down a few important reminders for you guys, people that support me, people that I support, and the big podcast this Sunday with the man himself, Joe Cronin. I got everything planned for this weekend, guys, so listen to me very carefully. Okay, number 1, if you missed any one of my videos last week off the script, I even did a Monday Night Raw review. I don't know if you guys actually caught that, but that is down below in the description. If you did indeed miss that, go and check that out right now. Number 2, Chairshot Reality at WrestleZone.com. Those guys over there support me and what I do over here. Labar, Eisenberg, Ghoulish. I want you guys to go support them. They got a great show lined up for Summerslam weekend. WrestleZone.com, Chairshot Reality, their homepage is down below. Go and show them some love and tell them JD from NY sent you over there, okay? Number 3, WrestleRumble.com. You guys want to have some fun with SummerSlam this coming Sunday. You can still actually sign up now, okay? Go over there, WrestleRumble.com. Link is down in the description below. Cash prizes are being given out for 1st, 2nd, and 3rd place. If you guys want to have some fun with SummerSlam, put your knowledge to the test and win some cash in the process, go ahead and do so. I entered. I'm ready to go. I'm going to have some fun with it. I want you guys to join in on the fun with me. WrestleRumble.com down in the description below. Go and check that out as well. And finally, the podcast. The podcast of all podcasts that's going to take over the wrestling community here on YouTube. JD, Joe Cronin, and guests are going to fucking fill your weekend with just epic fucking content. Okay, this Sunday around 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, me and Joe are actually going to be on the air live right here on this channel. Okay, on my channel first this week. The next one, if it goes over great, which I'm assuming it will be on his channel, okay? I'm about wrestling. We're not about here coming on here, just filling you with bullshit. We're going to give you valid opinions. We're going to give you wrestling talk like you've never seen before. 2 good minds about the wrestling business. 2 fans of the wrestling business. Going to be talking wrestling. Going to be talking SummerSlam. Preview and predictions for SummerSlam. News and rumors that are happening this week. Everything you guys need to know about professional wrestling. I'm fucking excited. I'm finally happy I got a partner who I can do this with, and this is going to be absolutely biblical. All right, so come and check that out right here on this channel. Sunday afternoon. Grab a cold beverage. Get yourself ready for SummerSlam, and join me and Joe. We're going to be doing the podcast. We don't have a name yet, but I'm thinking. I don't know if Joe's listening to me right now. I'm thinking of Behind the Mic with JD and Joe Cronin. Behind the Mic was a little something that I came up with on my own. And, I have 2 little podcast type things, mini podcasts, I would say. Off the script, I consider my own personal mini podcast. I come on here, talk about whatever I want, give you guys news, rumors, give you guys opinions behind it. Behind the Mic was kind of like a spin-off of what I do here on Off the Script. But, you know, instead of talking about multiple topics, I usually talk about just one topic and go really in depth and give you my full opinion on like the biggest story. Like when CM Punk left the WWE, I did a behind the mic on that. You know, when Dolph Ziggler was suffering with loss after loss, and everybody's asking me, JD, why is Dolph Ziggler not getting a push on TV? Why is he taking all these losses? So LeBar from WrestleZone.com actually, you know, gave me a clip to use on my channel, and he shouted me out on WrestleZone.com, Chair Shot Reality. It was all great. So I did stuff like that. Very important topics I usually cover on Behind the Mic, but I'm thinking about naming it Behind the Mic, the whole podcast, just Behind the Mic with JD and Joe Cronin. So let me know what you guys think about that. If you guys actually want to chime in, you know, you guys came to me with Joe's name. You know, JD, go check this guy out. So I listen to you, and I trust you guys, obviously. I listen and read to all the comments. You know, I reply to all the comments. I read them. I take them into consideration. This is what I do. So if you guys want to come up with a name for the podcast this Sunday, be creative. I want it to sound really, really just fucking epic, you know, really cool, really, you know, really 2014. You know, nothing that's fucking lame or it's been taken before. Use your creative skills. Let me know what you guys want, all right? I'm open to take suggestions about names for the podcast, but if I can't think of anything, I think I'm going to use Behind the Mic. I'm going to run this by Joe. But let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Give me some suggestions. Throw some ideas out there. And obviously, I will listen to all of them and take them all into consideration. But you guys want to hear wrestling news, right? You guys want to hear wrestling news. JD, what's going on with Alberto Del Rio? We all know the situation. He was fired. They let him go. He slapped a WWE employee. I got news on Del Rio a lot scattered throughout the weekend, okay? But the one thing that I took away from, you know, rummaging through all the news this week is that TNA is legitimately interested in Alberto Del Rio. I'm hearing Del Rio is going to go down to AAA. He's going to do their pay-per-view on SummerSlam Day, actually, August 17th. There's a AAA Mexican pay-per-view. Del Rio is going to be down there. I'm hearing rumors of Rey Mysterio being on that show as well. But as far as Del Rio and TNA goes, TNA executives reportedly have tried to contact Alberto Del Rio immediately upon release after he was let go from the WWE. The word within the company is that if he does sign with TNA, he will immediately become their new TNA World Heavyweight Champion. Del Rio likely has a 90-day no-compete clause in his WWE contract, ruling out the possibility of a move to TNA within the next 3 months. That is very interesting, that TNA would be willing to just bring in Del Rio and give him their world title. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that says about TNA. TNA, to me, and I've been very vocal about TNA, WWE Light. The reason why they failed, or the reason why they are not signed to Spike TV, the reason why they didn't get over as much as they should have, is because they didn't really provide an alternative to WWE. They were always WWE Light. They tried to mimic WWE storylines. You know, they switched up from the 6-sided ring to the 4-sided ring, and then back and forth. They brought in Bischoff and Hogan, which really soured everybody's mood. They were pushing the older guys. They were bringing in former WWE Hall of Famers. They were pushing them. They weren't really concerned about pushing the young core talent that they developed on their own. A lot of things went wrong. People not getting paid, you know. But Justin LaBar actually gave you the real reason, the exclusive reason why TNA is not signed to Spike TV. He actually mentioned it on Share Shot 2 weeks ago. So go check that out if you don't know what I'm talking about. But as far as Del Rio coming in, you know, to me that's a slap in the face. If you're going to bring in Del Rio, who again is another former WWE superstar, you're going to bring him in and give him the world title. What does that say about the guys who've been busting their ass for months, for years at a time? You know, what does that say to them? You know, that would be very discouraging if I was a TNA wrestler. You're going to bring in Del Rio and you're going to have him become the new champion immediately, as this report says. Meanwhile, you got guys there like Samoa Joe, who's been there since the inception, and you're not going to fucking take care of those guys before you take care of Del Rio. That's a slap in the face, man. I don't like hearing shit like that. And if I was a TNA employee, I'd be done with the company. I'd be done. Let me go. Let my contract run out. Fucking goodbye. I don't care about that no more. But that's very interesting that Del Rio is being contacted by TNA. I don't know how long TNA is going to be around. I don't know what the negotiations are, or if there are negotiations with Spike TV to renew the contract for television. But, you know, TNA right now, exclusively, you heard it here first. I don't think I've heard anyone else cover this story. Del Rio is, you know, out there. TNA is interested in Del Rio. And if they do bring him in, immediately, they're going to make him the world champion. So, I don't think he's that big of a name anyway, that they would have to give him the world championship like that. I really don't think Del Rio is that big of a name. It would probably send mini shockwaves through the fucking wrestling community, but it is what it is. People would say, oh, look at this, Del Rio's back. Next day, okay, Del Rio's champion, whatever. You know, that actually may tune a lot of people out of TNA. You know, not a lot of people really are on the Del Rio bandwagon. Some of you guys respect him for his in-ring ability, this and that, but he's just not that character that I could invest my time in, man. He's just not. He's just not. But according to reports, they want to bring him in, make him the world champion. Let me know what you guys think about that down below in the comment section, okay? As far as SummerSlam goes, SummerSlam's going to be off the charts this Sunday. F4WOnline.com reports that the current layout and the appropriate bell times or match times for SummerSlam looks like this. They were leaked over the past week. Brock Lesnar versus John Cena, obviously the main event, scheduled to go 25 minutes. Brie versus Stephanie going on 7th, 15 minutes. Randy Orton versus Roman Reigns going on 6th, 20 minutes. Dean Ambrose versus Seth Rollins, 5th, 15 minutes. Paige versus AJ Lee, 12 minutes. Rusev versus Jack Swagger, 12 minutes. Bray Wyatt versus Chris Jericho going on 2nd, 15 minutes. Dolph Ziggler versus The Miz, 10 minutes. That's going to be the opening match at SummerSlam. SummerSlam from top to bottom looks like a very solid card. I'm excited for it. I think it's going to be the best pay-per-view of the year, up and down, match-wise. I'm not going to take anything away from Daniel Bryan. That was my best moment this year, winning at WrestleMania, the WWE Championship. But SummerSlam is going to be very, very good this year. I have a feeling. Lesnar, I got news on Lesnar. Legitimately a fucking monster. He's going to be the new WWE Champion. I don't care who says differently. Lesnar is going to be the man out of SummerSlam, okay? Paul Heyman, speaking of Brock Lesnar, Paul Heyman reacted to fans putting down Brock Lesnar about him being a part-time WWE Champion. For all you critics out there of Brock Lesnar, this is what Paul Heyman said in an exclusive interview this week, okay? He says, and I quote, "I don't know if any of those critics of privy to an agreement Brock Lesnar may or may not have with the WWE. So I don't understand how anybody can credibly say that is what Brock Lesnar's schedule is going to be when he becomes the WWE Champion. Second, I think the WWE Championship is defended too often and lost some of the prestige because of the beast of the monthly pay-per-views. The champion having to defend on every single pay-per-view, let alone at every single arena, has taken away from the special event that is when a champion defends the title. I fully agree with him on that. Here is the best example I can give you. Why don't we just do 12 WrestleMania events a year? I mean, it's the brand name in pay-per-view. You know, people understand that WrestleMania means it's something special and unique and doesn't happen all the time. It's can't miss. Well, you can't do 12 WrestleMania events a year because then you water down WrestleMania, and it won't mean as much on the rare occasion you present the brand name WrestleMania. It's the same with Brock Lesnar. If you present Brock Lesnar 52 weeks a year and you have Brock defend the title 12 times a year, you are losing money. You're not making money because you are watering down the unique opportunity that the audience can have to see a once-in-a-lifetime athlete on a rare occasion, that he dons the tights and laces up the boots and goes into the ring to beat people within an inch of their lives. Plus, here is one more thing to consider. If Brock Lesnar were to work a full-time schedule, he would wipe out the roster at once. There would probably be nobody left for him to fight. So how can people be clamoring for Brock Lesnar to work a full-time schedule? Then you'll have 3 hours of Brock and Paul Heyman sitting alone in the ring, talking to each other because there would be nobody left for Brock Lesnar to conquer. I'm not even going to say anything on that. I want you guys to digest that. Okay, if you need to rewind the video, please, by all means, do so. But whatever Paul Heyman said here is 100% correct. Brock Lesnar being a part-time champion does not bother me. The fact that it's not going to be defended at all times, at all events, does not bother me. The one thing that the WWE title needs nowadays, especially in current WWE, is prestige. It needs importance. John Cena carrying the title doesn't mean it's important. It just doesn't. We see Cena all the time, okay? He may not defend it on every Raw, but he's on every house show. He's on every pay-per-view. It's the same old shit. If Brock Lesnar's going to take the title from Cena this Sunday, and we're not going to see him all the time, it's going to mean that much more when we do see Lesnar, when he does defend the title, okay? And also means that there's going to be more challengers in line, fresh matchups for Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar's on Monday Night Raw every week. I don't want to see Brock Lesnar every week. I don't. I've gotten so accustomed to not seeing him that it works greatly. If we seen Brock Lesnar every week, we would be stale on Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar is not the guy you want to grow stale on. Okay? Whatever Paul Heyman said here is absolutely 100% truth. Definitely. I agree with every word that he stated in this interview. Lesnar's going to be the new WWE champion. Lesnar's going to be a part-time WWE champion, and it's going to work. Trust me. Okay? Dusty Rhodes, who has been working in WWE developmental for some time, gave Prince Devitt a tour of the Performance Center when Devitt arrived in Orlando. It's said that Dusty's responsibilities in NXT have diminished over the past few years as his health has worsened. Prayers go out to Dusty Rhodes. I always loved Dusty's, demeanor and character. That's pretty sad to hear about that and Dusty Rhodes. But regardless, Dusty did lose a lot of weight, but reportedly underwent a double hernia surgery recently. It's been reported how Dusty got major heat on himself for putting his hand in Stephanie McMahon's face during an in-ring segment on the September 30th, 2000 edition of Monday Night Raw. Dusty has been in a bad position politically since. It was said that Rhodes has been frustrated with his part-time role, and he's talked about retiring sometime within the next year. I don't understand why there's heat on Dusty Rhodes. I'm sure he did not mean what he did. I'm assuming he didn't mean what he did to Stephanie. I don't even think that was a bad thing. Putting his hand in Stephanie McMahon's face. That segment, I remember that very, very fondly. Right before the Rhodes brothers were going against the Shield to get their jobs back. Okay? I thought that segment was fantastic. Whatever Dusty did worked. It built the angle to be a little bit more personal. But Dusty's health is not doing too good right now, according to reports. So why is the WWE going to have major heat on Dusty Rhodes? All this other bullshit should be thrown out the fucking window. Dusty's not feeling well. His health has worsened. That's the one thing that they should be worried about. Put all this shit to the side. Bad heat in the locker rooms. His role has diminished. They don't like him in his role, blah, blah, blah. Who cares? His health has worsened. That should be the number one concern here. So I don't understand why WWE has to be in that type of position to say, oh, we have heat on Dusty Rhodes because of whatever he did to Stephanie McMahon. Okay, fine. It was done. That was last year, almost a year ago. Now we're coming up to 2014 SummerSlam, and you're talking about Dusty having heat. Meanwhile, his health is worsening. What's more important? I don't understand. So, prayers go out to Dusty. Hopefully he gets in better health. And I don't know what else to say about that. I love that in-ring segment with him and Stephanie, with the Rhodes brothers, him backing his sons. But his health is worsened. That should be the main concern right now. Fuck this other bullshit, this political garbage. I hate that, man. I just fucking hate big business when it comes to that. PW Insider notes that Stephanie McMahon will not be having any warm-up matches on Raw before her match with Brie Bella at SummerSlam. Obviously, the warm-ups have been little brawls that they've been having. Stephanie doing pedigrees to Brie Bella and Nikki Bella. So Stephanie's ready. Stephanie could fight. I have no problem with Stephanie, training and just having little warm-ups here and there, little brawls in the ring. I think it's going to be a very entertaining match with Brie Bella. I do see Stephanie McMahon coming out on top here, and then it will again, flow into Night of Champions, continuing this feud where I think Brie Bella is going to get the one-up on Stephanie and eventually win the feud. Ricardo Rodriguez asked for his WWE release as he's been frustrated and wanted to be a wrestler. Ricardo has been wrestling as El Local with Kalisto in NXT, but when he got injured, Sin Cara was given the spot with Kalisto. There are also issues with Ricardo's physique, or there were issues with Ricardo's physique not being up to WWE's standards. They reportedly set a weight goal that they wanted him to be at, and in their mind, he was having trouble keeping that. Ricardo Rodriguez was working under both a talent contract and an announcer's contract. When he was released, his talent contract had just 2 weeks left on it, and he had been doing some Spanish language broadcasts, but with the budget cuts ongoing, a 3-man Spanish broadcast team was a little bit too much. Brie Bella and Stephanie McMahon had both reportedly been training hard with the goal of having a good match at SummerSlam. It was said by F4WOnline.com in this week's newsletter that Triple H is angry at WWE fans for not subscribing to the WWE Network with the idea that the fans are cheap. Okay. If WWE goes ahead with the move at SmackDown, moves back to Thursday nights, the live NXT specials would air on Wednesday night. No word yet on if NXT and Superstars would be moved to Wednesdays or Fridays. SmackDown moving to Thursday is not going to bother me. I'm probably still not going to watch it. NXT, hopefully they move NXT to a prime spot where it will be viewed and it doesn't get in the way of SmackDown. Triple H being angry at WWE fans. Listen, you can't get angry at the fans for not subscribing to the WWE Network. It's either overkill on Monday Night Raw every week, you're going about promoting the network all wrong, or people just don't find any interest in the network right now outside of the pay-per-views. So, you're not giving us the content that we want. Yes, the network is fucking fantastic. You got all the fucking catalog, all the pay-per-views, people want to view Monday Night Raw on there. They want to see old Monday Night Raw episodes. They want original programming. You got to keep up to date, man. You got to keep up to date on everything. So Triple H being angry at the fans, that's fucking ridiculous to me. They should be working hard at giving us new content, fresh content, cutting-edge new shows that will only be on the network. Give people reasons to subscribe to the network instead of boasting about $9.99 and you can watch this pay-per-view and that pay-per-view. That's all you can do with it right now. Not a lot of people are going to sit at home on a nightly basis and, backtrack to 1989 SummerSlam. Nobody cares about that. They want fresh programming for now, But Triple H being angry, man, why are you angry? It will come. It will come. The success of the network will come. The network is not even a fucking year old yet. It's not even a year old. It debuted at WrestleMania, and everyone's stressing about it. Everyone's stressing about the network. They just went global, okay? They just went global about it, and give it time. The subscribers will come. WWE, I'm sure, has a game plan with the network, hopefully. Hopefully they got a game plan for the network. It will only get better as the months go on. So being angry right now is a little bit fucking childish in my honest opinion with Triple H. I watch the network. I don't watch it as often as I should for $9.99, but the pay-per-views monthly, listen, that means a lot to me when I can have my brother and my friends over to watch something in the comfort of my own home, drinking a cold beer, as we all surround my TV. It's great. It brings people together. So that's the one reason why I like the network, but that's just me. It's worth noting, you guys have been asking me about this a lot, the new Nation of Domination 2.0. It's worth noting that Kofi Kingston is now working as a babyface, or was working as a babyface, during WWE's tour of Australia, and Big E flew solo for his loss to Rusev a couple of weeks on SmackDown, okay? A couple SmackDowns ago. At this past weekend's WWE live events, Big E was teaming with Diego as a babyface. WWE hasn't made a mention of the stable with Big E, Kofi, and Xavier Woods in over a week, and it appears the stable may have been dropped. At one point, Mark Henry was also rumored to join. And finally, guys, JBL mentioned on Monday Night Raw that Rusev versus Jack Swagger flag match at SummerSlam could end in a submission. Could end in a submission and a flag match. That's a new one. But WWE.com's preview for the match notes that the winner will have to capture his opponent's flag, like it should be. Okay? However, a source in WWE notes that the plan may be for whoever gets the pin or submission to have their national anthem play. That's not a flag match, WWE. Flag match. You got one flag on one corner. You got the other flag on the other corner. Whoever goes up and climbs the turnbuckle to retrieve the fucking flag wins the match. Okay? I don't want to see pins. I don't want to see submissions. I don't give a fuck about a national anthem. I want to see a struggle to grab a fucking flag. That's all I want to see. And it's a possibility that Jack Swagger could ultimately win this match and make Rusev, lose. He could still look strong, but Jack Swagger could win at SummerSlam if it plays on the traditional flag match rules, okay? It's likely they have not made up their mind on the rules yet. WWE's fucking retarded. Whoever's in charge over there really needs a fucking a smack upside the head. Flag match. One flag, other flag. That's it. The struggle to grab a fucking flag. That's all it should be. No pins, no submissions, no national anthems, whatever. Traditional flag match rules. It'll give Jack Swagger a nice opportunity to beat Rusev. Rusev could look strong. He doesn't have to be pinned. He doesn't have to submit. If it goes under traditional match rules, okay, if it goes under pin or submission, then Rusev's going to win. I don't see Jack Swagger making Rusev tap. I don't see Jack Swagger pinning Rusev. So if it plays under traditional flag match rules, I see Jack Swagger potentially beating Rusev here, and then Rusev could come out on Monday Night Raw, beat the shit out of him, end the feud before he moves on to Sheamus and takes the U.S. title. That's what I think, but that's just me. What the fuck do I know? I'm just some goon on here who comes on YouTube and talks WWE. But regardless, that ends part 1, guys. Part 2, CM Punk will be featured in WWE 2K15. Why is he in the video game? And big backstage news on people's feelings regarding CM Punk's inclusion in the video game. And then part 3, Chael Sonnen, MMA superstar. Is he joining the WWE? What did he say on Chris Jericho's latest Talk is Jericho podcast about joining the WWE? I got all this and more. Kevin Steen joins the WWE officially. Kurt Angle possibly coming back to the WWE. Got more news on that. And what did Stone Cold Steve Austin say about Hulk Hogan? I got all that plus more. WWE Off The Script, guys. Don't go anywhere. This weekend's going to be big. Remember the podcast on Sunday. Chairshot Reality. We got WrestleRumble.com. If you guys missed any of my previous videos, links are down below. Go and check that shit out. I will be back on Saturday morning, as always, with part 2, guys. Take care. Hit that like button. And I will see you all on Saturday morning. See you guys later.